Hi there, welcome to the Call to Cinema. I am Aaron, and today I did a video with Cinema Day, which hopefully you guys did check out. If you haven't checked it out, you're going to be checking out in the near future. We did a live video, ran about an hour long, and we talked about a lot of different things. One of the things that we touched on was the Shout Select sale, and I thought that tonight while I'm here, I do a lot of these website overviews and kind of basically deep dives. But tonight we're going to look specifically at Shout Select. I'm going to give you some recommendations. I do have a few Shout Select in my collection, even a couple ones that are kind of out of print, and I won't put those out here today. That's going to be for another video. But let's look at the Shout Select sale because it looks like it's up to 50% off other titles. Let's just see which ones I think are worth picking up, and let's dive into the Shout Select website. So let's go there right now. So as you can see, it's got the ticket to savings listed right there, and we'll go down through the titles. I will pick at least one title from each line up to tell you is something that you really should have. And it is really hard with the first line. We have the Abbott and Costello, the Complete Universal Pictures Collection, 80th Anniversary Edition, which has some great films in it. We got Adaption here, American Me with Edward James Olmos, the Bancroft Collection, which is another fantastic collection, and Backbeat, which is a personal favorite of mine, about the early life of the Beatles. Abbott and Costello really stands out here as something that I would recommend that you pick up, and we'll just open it up here as well as the Bancroft collection, just to give you an idea of like how well these sets are done and how much stuff is in them. So with the Abbott and Costello one, you're looking at it now, and it runs apparently at a normal $169, $169.99, so $170 on now for $99.99, so $100. You're saving around $70 there. All 28 films in here, so basically everything from like as I mentioned there, Buck Privates, Who Done It, Alex Meet Frankenstein. There's a bunch of like featurettes. There's a booklet on here. Sim and Dave showed off in his video. Now just look at this here. Look at all those. One Night in the Tropics, Buck Privates in the Navy, Hold That Ghost, Keep 'Em Flying, Ride 'Em Cowboy, Pardon My Sarong, Who Done It, It Ain't Hey, Hit the Ice, In Society, Here Come the Coeds, the Naughty 90s, which is I think where the Who Came First one was shown first. Little Giant, The Time of Their Lives, Buck Privates Come Home, The Wistful Widow of Wagon Gap, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, a personal favorite of mine, Mexican Hayride, Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer, Boris Karloff. This is a really good one too, by the way. Abbott and Costello The Foreign Legion, Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man, Coming Around the Mountain, Lost in Alaska, Abbott and Costello Go to Mars, Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which I do find really cool, Meet the Keystone Cops, Meet the Mummies, and just like features, everything from commentaries to little like short films, recruitment short on here, 2 commentaries for Ride 'Em Cowboy, just some really cool stuff, and definitely worth checking out. The Bancroft collection, very different films here. We got Don't Bother to Knock, which of course has Marilyn Monroe, of course, in that one. The Miracle Worker, The Pumpkin Eater, The Graduate, Fatso, To Be or Not to Be, Agnes of God, 84 Charing Cross Road, just amazing movies. And I had no idea that there was this much quality films on the Anne Bancroft set, but I went from not knowing hardly anything about this to looking at this with you guys tonight, and now really wanting this set. It also includes a 20-page booklet with essays and linear notes by film historian and TCM host Alicia Malone, so that'll be interesting there as well. So those are 2 that I can definitely recommend. Next up, we got Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Collection, Billy Jack. I remember the Billy Jack films. Biloxi Blues, and of course the classic Blue Dahlia. Again, we got some collections here, which makes it kind of hard to just choose one. But for those that if I forgot to mention it, the Anne Bancroft collection is $49.99. It's normally $80. So we're going to pick up 3 here. With the Bill and Ted Excellent Edition. So basically, initially this came with a NECA figure of Rufus, which is unfortunately sold out, and a lithograph. You still get both of the films on here. We get 2 commentaries for each of the 2 films, a brand new extensive documentary, Bill and Ted Go to Hell, extended documentary visiting Bowie's journey, all kinds of cool stuff on here. And I thought there was like one of the animated cartoons, but maybe I was wrong on that. But I think there was on my Steelbook edition of like Excellent Adventure, but I'd have to look at it again. The Billy Jack collection, these are insanely fun films. Born Losers is definitely the best out of all the Billy Jack films. The worst is definitely Billy Jack Goes to Washington. Born Losers and Billy Jack are fun. The trial of Billy Jack is interesting. Billy Jack Goes to Washington is too long. Audio commentaries with Tom McLaughlin and Dolores Taylor on all four of the films, and audio commentary with Tom McLaughlin, Dolores Taylor, and Frank Lachlan on all four of the films. So there's 2 audio commentaries for each. Stills Gallery, theatrical trailers. Trust me, not something to be missed. I definitely recommend checking that out. The Blue Dahlia is a classic one with Alan Ladd, Veronica Lake, and of course the great William Bendix. A really cool film. We get a commentary on this one and a Screen Guild Theater radio production of The Blue Dahlia. And that one there runs $12.99. Not a bad price. $23.99 for 4 Billy Jack films is a really great price. And getting both of those Bill and Ted ones for $33.99 also is an incredible price. We get down to the next lineup. We have Boom, which I'm going to be honest, I don't remember very well. Born in East LA, which I kind of remember. The Boxer, Brewster's Millions, and Brighton Beach Memoirs. I love Brighton Beach Memoirs, but I'm going to give it to Brewster's Millions for this one here. And I'm trying to pick only one, but I'm doing a lousy job at it so far. This one is $13.99. We got a new interview with the screenwriter, new audio commentary with film critics, and I'm just host of the podcast Critically Acclaimed. And the Brewster's Million 1945. I did not know this was on it. The original 1945 adaptation. The full thing's on here in black and white from 79 minutes long. That is cool. 1080p as well. That really upped that one for me. Now we got the Burbs, Candy, Car Wash, Chuck Berry, Hail Hail Rock and Roll, and City Slickers. There's a lot of good ones on here, but I'm gonna choose one, and I gotta choose one. I'm gonna make myself do this from now on. I'm going back and forth between Car Wash and the Burbs, but I gotta go with the Burbs. It's just a classically underrated film with Tom Hanks. It is just a fun, cool little dark comedy that is really good. You get new interviews with director Joe Dante, Marshall Harvey, director of photography John Hora. You get an audio commentary. There Goes Neighbor, The Making of the Burbs, alternate ending, original work print from Joe Dante's archives, which includes deleted and extended scenes, behind scenes stills, galleries, stills, and posters, theatrical trailer, just a ton of stuff. And what's the price on the Burbs? Just check that out again. $17.99. That's a good price. We get down to the next line there, and we got Colors, Crisscross, Death of a Salesman, The Deer Hunter in 4K, and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Well, I'm going to cheat again because although you think I'm going to go for the 4K, and I really kind of want to, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Colors are 2 of my favorite personal films. I really like both of these. The remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels was just not that good, but I did love this one here. I thought they did fantastic in this. We get not a lot on air interview with writer Dale Larner and a commentary with Frank Oz. Looks like an archival featurette. Colors is just one that I saw in theater around 4 times, to be honest with you. Unrated cut of the film, including footage restored from the international cut and the original home video cut. A cry of alarm. Interview with the screenwriter. Cops and Robbers interview with the technical advisor, ex-LAPD gang division, Dennis Fanning. Interesting stuff there. And of course, let's look at The Deer Hunted, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be looking at that. For those that don't know, Colors is $15.99 and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is $16.99. And to get a 4K for $20, $19.99 is not too bad either. It has the 4K with the audio commentary, and the Blu-ray has a ton of other features on there. That's one I will eventually get down the road, but it's a bit of a dark ride, so it's the one that I'll wait on for now. Dr. Detroit, Downfall. We've seen so many memes from this one here. Dragnet, Dudes, and Earthquake. I saw Earthquake in the theater, actually. I think it was a re-showing of it. Theater pretty much shook. Dr. Detroit's a really fun one, but I got to go with Dragnet. Not only is Dragnet a really fun film, but it has a really neat little featurette on there where they basically did a promo, kind of like hyping the coming of Dragnet. So it did an hour-long TV special on it. But the TV special is not about the Dragnet movie. It's about Jack Webb, how he created the series, how the movie came about. And it's really fascinating. There's very little on Dragnet, the new movie, but there's a ton on the original series in the film. And it's really, really well done. Next up, we got Elvis, Endless Love, Fantastic Fear of Everything with Simon Pegg. For Well My Lovely, The Big Sleep. I really love that one. And Fatso, again, is another fantastic one. Got to give it to Elvis. So even though I don't own this release, and I really should, it's $14.99. It was the first thing that Kurt Russell and John Carpenter did together, and they would do some amazing things over the years. This is an early one. We get a archival interviews with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter, a commentary by the voice of Elvis, Ronnie McDowell, who was famous with my parents actually, who knew who he was and told me about him, and rare clips from American Bandstand. So interesting stuff there as well. On the next line here, there is Four Weddings and a Funeral, Jerry, Get Shorty, The Glass Key, and Glengarry Glen Ross. The actress out of me wants to say Glengarry Glen Ross because there's so much great things in that one. I did love Get Shorty though, but I'm gonna give it to Let's Go Classic for $12.99. By the way, $14.99 for the Elvis one. $12.99. I gotta go with The Glass Key. I really like this film. I like Dashiell Hammett. I grew up reading Dashiell Hammett. We got Brian Dunleavy, Veronica Lake, Alan Ladd. We got a commentary on this one. Not a lot of features on here, but just a really, really good film that I do recommend. Next up, we got the Glenn Miller Story, Bing Crosby's Going My Way, The Great Northfield, Minnesota Raid, The Great Waldo Pepper, and Hang 'em High. Well, all classic films, but honestly, guys, if you're going to hang a man, you better make sure you hang him high. I do have to go with 50th anniversary edition of Hang 'em High, something I've wanted for a long time. My birthday's coming up, so just remember that. Okay, so we got two audio commentaries on there, one with film historian Jim Hemphill and one with Western film historians Lem Dobbs and Nick Redman. So the late Nick Redman, definitely one to look into. I would really highly recommend getting this. It is a great Clint Eastwood Western and one of my favorites. Next up is The Harder They Come, Holy Motors, Home for the Holidays, Homeboy, and Hype. I'll be honest with you, none of these are really standing out to me, but I'm going to go with The Harder They Come because it's out of all of them, it's probably my favorite of those. Next up, though, we get The Incredible Shrinking Woman, Into the Night, Jeffrey, The Jerk, and California. I really like California, but The Jerk is definitely going to get it there. Yeah, but Into the Night is there as well, and I really, really love Into the Night. Actually, that almost made my list of ones. So I'm going to give it I'm going to say a tie here between Into the Night and The Jerk, just two incredible films. Next up, we have Cuffs, Legally Blonde collection, so all the Legally Blonde films. Macon County Line, which I remember liking when I was a kid, but I think I like Return to Macon County better. Man of the Iron Mask 20th Anniversary Edition, I'm feeling old right now, and Masked and Anonymous. There's so much good stuff there, but you know what? Just what's in the Legally Blonde collection? I gotta see this. Because original Legally Blonde is a really fun film that is way better than you think it's going to be. Legally Blonde 2, Red, White, and Blonde. So you got both the Legally Blonde films. You know what? Shag it. I'm going with Legally Blonde collection. It's fun. There's some, maybe you think there's some better movies there. Maybe there are. But I'm going to go with that. Matinee and Midnight Clear, Midnight Run, The Missing, and The Moderns. I love Matinee. It's such a great film. But by the way, the Legally Blonde collection was $11.99, so I'm sticking with that one. But I gotta go with Midnight Run. I love Matinee. It's definitely almost tied. But I'd almost a tie. But Midnight Run is just such a classic film, and I love this film. I actually didn't mind the TV series they did, where they did a bunch of TV films for that as well. Next up, we have Mr. Mom, Murder by Death, Ned Kelly, Nighthawks, and the Nutty Professor collection. I was never a big fan of Eddie Murphy's Nutty Professor film, so those are not going to be it. Neither is Ned Kelly, though that's a pretty good one. It comes down to Murder by Death, Mr. Mom, and Nighthawks. Mr. Mom and Nighthawks it's between those two. I'm going to give it to Nighthawks, but I do love Mr. Mom. And if you like comedies, I do recommend getting that. But Nighthawks is an incredible release, and you got to get it, especially to listen to. Not just an incredible film, and this is Rutger Hauer's first North American film, by the way. It's got a great interview with Sylvester Stallone's agent at the time, and really interesting. Just check it out. Paradise Alley, The Plague Dogs, Princess Caribou, Quigley Down Under, and the original Red Dawn. I got to go with Red Dawn. I know it's cheesy and stuff, but I actually really like it. Quigley Down Under's got such a gorgeous cover that I almost went with that. The Plague Dogs, just a little bit too depressing, but I do like the film. Next up, we get Wellville, Shakedown, A Shock to the System, Sliding Doors, and Snowfalls on Cedars. Easy for me this time, although I do love Shakedown. A Shock to the System is one of my favorite films, and I think one of the truly underrated Michael Caine performances. It's one that you definitely should check out, and I do recommend it. It is $14.99 right now during the sale. Next up, we get Someone to Watch Over Me, which is a really cool little thriller. The Street Fighter collection with Sonny Chiba, Streets of Fire, Suburbia, and Tammy Show, the big TNT show. This is really hard because honestly, all 5 of these are fantastic. But I'm going to go with a 3-way tie. I'm going to cheat and say Someone to Watch Over Me, the Street Fighter collection, and Streets of Fire. You're getting Someone to Watch Over Me for $14.99. Streets of Fire $17.99. If there's any reason to maybe that's just to not get that one right away, that would be the only reason. But $25.99 for the Street Fighter collection, that's a really good price. Next up is Talk to Me, This Gun for Hire, 3 O'Clock High, The Ticket, and Tu Wang Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. And I just think Tu Wang Fu, Thanks for Everything is a lot of fun, so we're going to go with that one. And then we get Trespass, the TV set, Twins, Used Cars, and Valley Girl. I love Trespass. It's an amazingly fun action film, but Valley Girl is one of those movies that made me fall in love with Deborah Foreman, and I have to go with that. She is amazing in everything she does, and she really, really stands out in this. Next up, we have Very Bad Things, Whale Rider, When Harry Met Sally, Where the Buffaloes Roam, and Wild at Heart. I would love to go with Wild at Heart, but I just really, really love When Harry Met Sally. And next one is The Wizard, so I guess The Wizard gets the win on that one right there. So there you go, guys. We have gone through the Shout Factory sale. Hopefully you saw some stuff there that you liked. I saw some stuff there that I liked, but I can't afford because I'm in Canada, and it makes it harder for us here in Canada getting stuff from Shout Factory. I would love to have some of those releases. Hopefully in the near future I'll find some of them, maybe at my local Sunrise when I actually get to travel outside of this house. But I will see you guys here again soon in the Call of Cinema, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed my reviewed and ranked video. If you don't check that out, shame on you. Check it out. I worked really, really hard on it, spending about 12 hours today watching movies back to back, and then coming down here at 3 o'clock in the morning to review them. So check that out as well. I did a retro reviewed and ranked with Rad and a bunch of other Mill Creek retro releases that you got to check out. And Shout Select here, has an amazing sale. Make sure you check it out. And like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. I try to put my links down below, so if you want to check out a t-shirt or a mug or even a face mask at my merch store, Call to Cinema, it'll be linked down there. If it's not linked there, it'll be linked in the last video. You also have the chance to get on my Patreon, because right now the Big Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday announcement is coming on the 26th. There will be a Patreon exclusive video for that being done on the 26th, so make sure you're signed up to my Patreon before then, so that you're one of the people that gets that secret link that gets into the private live chat, as well as always check out the you can support the channel through donations as well, all that jazz, all that YouTube jazz type of stuff. But one of the great ways to help out is just hitting that like button. It'll make you feel better. It'll make me feel better. We'll all be happier people. I will see you here again soon in the Call to Cinema.